guys, welcome back to the channel. Kevin here from Candy Banana Balls, and of course famous Hurley, our banana pastel. Hey, just wanted to talk to you guys today real quick about, okay, you bought a ball python, and if you're not going to be keeping it in a rack system or in a tub, are you going to be keeping them in an aquarium? What size and what should you do to set that aquarium up? So something this size, this would be considered adult, but a small adult. You don't want to really go anywhere bigger than a 10-gallon aquarium for these guys. And what happens a lot of times is, you think your snake's going to grow up, so you want to get the biggest enclosure you can, give them space, give them place to run. For ball pythons, they are much more comfortable in small areas. So what you're going to do for something this size, or a small or a baby, get a 10-gallon aquarium, and then get yourself a hide for in that aquarium. You can put some clutter, what they consider decorations, like dollar store, flowers, things like that. Nothing to climb on. Ball pythons do not climb. They're not arboreal. They will try and climb, and they can hurt themselves by doing so. So don't put anything to climb. Next thing you need to do is, how are you going to keep him to the temperature, keep him warm? When you're doing hot spots and things with gradient temperature, you're shooting for something around 90 degrees, and then a cold spot, of 82 to 84. In a 10-gallon aquarium, you don't have that kind of room. So what you want to do with that is you want to get a heat emitter bulb or a chi, but you don't want a heat lamp. You don't want the red, you don't want a light bulb. You want something that emits heat. You want to put that heat source all the time, no matter what, on a dimmer switch or a thermostat, so that can be adjusted to a temperature. You don't want to just let that plugged in and run, because that would kill or severely injure your snake. They do not, they don't self-regulate, so the temperature will just keep climbing. You need something that regulates that temperature. So get a dimmer switch, and then keep checking the temperature in that tank or that enclosure to get to the desired temperature. Something like that, I would shoot for about 86 degrees for an ambient temperature. Basically, that whole area is going to be about 86 degrees. To achieve that, and also to keep your humidity in, what I would do is put your lid on, your screen lid or metal lid, and then take the it's duct tape, but it's not duct tape. It's the silver back tape that you use for duct work, and cover that whole area other than where that heat emitter is going to be. So cover the whole area solid, and then leave a round spot for where you're having that heat emitter. That's going to help two things. That's going to keep your heat in, and that's also going to keep moisture or humidity in there as well. So whenever you get your substrate and you dampen it down, that's going to help keep you 60 degree, 65 degree humidity for you. So that's another thing you want to do. Next thing is, you're going to take and black out 3 sides of that aquarium. So the back and 2 sides, you're going to black that out. So you're going to basically just have the front of your aquarium open. The rest is going to be blacked out. And you can use poster board, you can use dark colored paper, anything on the outside of the tank to do so. Next thing it's a good idea to have inside your tank would be a thermometer and a hydrometer that would tell you the humidity and the temperature all in one. Put it somewhere in the corner of the tank, and that way you can always know that you have the proper temperatures and humidity in there for your snake. Other than that, substrate, you could use a couple different things. You could use paper, you could use the cocoa husk, which I prefer. I think that gives you your best way to adjust your humidity with that. And you could also use aspen. Aspen works well, just doesn't hold the humidity quite as well. So those are ideas for you as well. Now let's say that this guy grows up and he's 1,500, 1,600 grams. Now you can get yourself, say, a 20-gallon long aquarium, do the same things that we talked about. Now in that 20-gallon, you could probably do a hot spot. You could set a heat mat underneath the one side and adjust that heat mat for a 90-degree temperature, and then you can regulate the rest of that tank to be 82 to 84 degrees for an ambient temperature. So that would give you a little bit more room where you could do that. The only time you're going to need anything bigger than that 20-gallon tank is if you have a very, very big breeder female, say 3,000 grams and above. Then you could possibly get into a 30 or 40-gallon aquarium. But typical, any male ball python should never need any more than about a 20-gallon. And you know, like I said, a big female, yeah, you could go to maybe a 30 or a 40 if she's a 3,000 to 4,000 gram. The big thing with aquariums that you got to watch is stress. You know, if you put this aquarium, say, in your living room, you're showing off your snake to all your friends, there's constant traffic. You got to understand this snake is nocturnal. So all day long, if you know you're messing with it, people are there disturbing it, it doesn't feel safe and secure in there. That's when you start running into issues where, okay, it's not feeding. You know, you start having problems that way. So that's something you need to watch with an aquarium. Yes, they're wonderful to show off. They're beautiful animals. You want to show them off. But in the same respect, you're not helping them feel safe and secure, and they're not going to do as well. So that's why rack systems are so nice. They're tight compartments. They're tucked away. Nobody's looking at them all the time. They feel safe, secure. They're in their own little area. And then, you know, once a week, you know, you're getting your cage cleaned or getting out. You know, they're getting handled here once or twice a week. And they feel a lot better. They're a lot safer. They eat and they do everything they're supposed to do. That's another big question a lot of people ask is, how many times a week or how long can I handle my ball python? That's a tough question. Reason why is each one of them have their own personality, their own ways. Some are more comfortable when handled. Hurley's pretty good. I can handle Hurley, you know, a few times a week, and you know, for 20 minutes, half an hour, and he's fine. Others, you won't have that. So it all depends on the snake. You can work with them, sometimes increase that once they become more comfortable. But each snake is going to be its own individual when it comes to how many times a week you can handle it and for what length of time. So to sum that up, you know, just, you know, watch your snake, watch how it acts. Whenever they get uncomfortable or stressed, you'll see them very quickly wanting to get away, trying to escape. Now you see Hurley, he's moving around, he's doing things, but he's not stressed. He's not super excited. He's starting to get a little bit like, hey, I'm ready to go back now. But whenever a snake is just, you know, flailing and moving very quickly, it wants to be put away, it wants left alone. That's where you see the stress. That's what you don't want. So just watch your snakes and keep an eye on things, and you'll be able to tell it's time to put them away and when they're not enjoying themselves anymore. The last video we left off, Hurley was in with that lesser het VPI, Xanthic, and we saw the tail wag and all that. Unfortunately, I had left that evening to go to a camp, so I wasn't around that evening to check on them. When I checked on them in the morning, they were not locked. Not to say that they didn't through the night, so I will be putting them back in there. I let them in there for about another day after we filmed that, and didn't see any locks. Took them back out, and everybody was fed and gave them a few days of rest, and we'll be putting them back in with that girl. She is in shed, or going to be in shed. She's in deep blue right now, so we'll see if we can get anything there. And we did have the lock with the big female 4,000 gram Bertha, so we'll be sticking them back in with her shortly, see if we have anything else there. So just an update, a quick rundown. If you're going to be doing tanks, what to do. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. You know, I'll help. You know, I didn't cover everything, every single thing about it. Just give you an idea if you did get your first ball python, don't know what to do, what size tank to get, give you a few ideas there. So if there's any questions, feel free to ask. Please like and subscribe. And like I said, this journey is just starting to get underway. We're just starting to have locks. Hopefully start having some more things to see, getting some more female snakes in. So we'll be having a great time. Like and subscribe, and you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching.